All I keep hearing is I am so lucky that you found me. So there's a person that completes complete law of attraction. And by you releasing what no longer served, by you embracing your gifts, your God, universe, source provided gifts, because you didn't give up on yourself, because you went into the shadow work, Spirit aligned you with a soulmate. And this soulmate very well could be a potential divine connection. This moment, there's more to see within the cards before we can tell. Let's do this. What is our starting energy? Okay. So this is a person that you've known for a while. I see gradually throughout time your connection has expanded. There's very well, with this community card, and I just see all the people surrounding. This could have been one of those people, if you've ever heard me talk about, where they were a friend of a friend. They were somebody that I consider a background character in your life, and you were a background character in their life. It's not that they're not main character energy or whatever you want to state with that. What I'm stating is for each other. You, for years, would glide past each other. There could have been an attraction, but for some, there wasn't. Some, it's like they see you as a whole new person. You two weren't supposed to know what this connection was until you were able to align with your true self. I sense this person not wanting to take things fast, but I understand they do have this deep embedment within them that they're supposed to get to know you. And they are playing it safe, but it's for good reasons. They've been hurt. This person's been hurt, been lied to, could have been cheated on. A lot of responsibilities. And now I'm seeing this girl's socks off, which the channel message I got, her socks are on, but her shoes are off. The channel message I received with this is somebody who, even when they got off work, were still walking around on their socks, like in their home, etc., like they were working. So definitely taking care of the house by themselves. Not saying that their past relationships didn't have value. We're not belittling. We're telling the truth. They were deserving of more. And I see somebody that probably was like, enough's enough. Both of you are very artistic individuals. They need you to understand they are afraid of intimacy. This person does have a good sexual appetite, if you will. The cookies and cream versus the vanilla, etc. But even with that, I sense somebody who has really gone inwards and done a lot of work to realize I can't deflect what needs to be talked and improved on by sex and etc. By sexual arousal, by like avoiding conversations, avoiding further growth, and distracting by that such. So this person sees the mistakes of their past, and there could be just some sense of sexual wounds that I can't get past. So this person, they deeply feel this attraction to you. And these are collective takes where resonates. So with that emotional wound, with the sexual, this could be something as in giving somebody your all, being vulnerable in that state, and then being treated as if it was nothing. And it can advance from there depending on the situation. But needless to say, that's a starting point. That's something that will be deeply... They want me to state. Other people could have said to them, it's impossible for you to find somebody who's gonna... All I keep hearing is somebody had to say to them in some form of matter, it's impossible to find somebody who's going to understand you. There was emotional and mental manipulation within one of their last relationships. They're still very much they're protective of themselves. They have gone forward. They have sought advice. They have grown. But understand, what you need to be in their life is not a problem solver, is not a fixer. That stuff comes organically. The back and forth. You will know what your position is in that situation. You will know if you're a masculine, if you're a feminine, etc. And of course, masculines do tend to be problem solvers and fixers and etc. But remember, that's not what they need from you if you're the masculine here talking with me. But if you're a feminine here talking with me, what they're stating is you have a person that will more than try to fix your lights, mow your grass. This person wants to help and be a safe space. They're the type of person that doesn't need they can tell when you need an answer or when you need an ear to listen to. They can tell when something is going to be deeply affecting you, but I need to be a safe space and not pry. This person sees how much responsibility you have. The masculine. The masculine sees how much responsibility you have. And again, I'm just going to say it one more time, because I got to keep making sure we're all on the same flow here. I read for masculines and feminines. Do not also make anything fit. You have to remember these are collective, and there will be what resonates for you, you will know. If it's all the message, awesome. If it's half the message, awesome. If it's a little bit of the message, awesome. And if it's none, awesome. Then that means you can trust yourself in that feeling, and you scroll. You know what's best for you. The cards and everything advances that. What I see is a deeply patient couple. I see two people, no matter your positions, that want to build a home. Some already have their home. Some want to expand their home, and some want to bring into their home. Somebody could be doing some form of remodeling work. I can't shake that off as well. Could be painting, refurbishing something. Interesting. What Spirit is stating right now, let's go into what are they thinking about you. Reopen the lines of communication. You two, if you aren't already in communication, this is coming very, very, very soon. I sense most of you here are in conversation, but you haven't talked about the elephant in the room, meaning your deeper connection. It's going casual, and Spirit's saying this is a steady pace. Don't be afraid to be your confident and vibrant self. This person's currently thinking, I don't have the ability to always... What I'm saying right now is like the person telling me I don't have the ability to always get in the car, okay? The way I receive the download is they're a very busy person. They're not always going to be able to make time for you. And you're not always going to be able to make time for them. That doesn't mean you don't care about each other. That doesn't mean you aren't deeply infatuated, and then as time forms the words in love and etc. with each other, you're both successful people who have priorities. And yes, you will be a priority for each other, but there is a balance. Okay? What I sense is this person could have had a very demanding ex, somebody that had a lot of insecurities and trust issues. Somebody that was very controlling, always had to drive, always had to be in charge. One thing they're thinking about is, if I extend my arms open to this person, will they get mad at me because I'm not as flexible maybe as another partner they could have is? But I see this person also, it takes a lot of time meditating, talking to their spirits or their guides, if they have some trusted wise friends, them, etc., about this, and they see that something's different. They almost see that you are willing to drive to them. It's not going to be, I'm not saying you're always the one getting in the car and doing the work. That's the farthest thing from what I'm saying. You're flexible with your busy schedule. What Spirit's trying to tell me here is, if you make time for them, they will make time for you. And if you don't let this become an ultra-consuming thing, and you won't, you've learned. You both have had your relationships that were the overwatering, the underwatering, etc. Spirit brought you to them, and they could feel you like a force. They have meditated long and hard. They don't want to drive away from this. They're saying there's something about you that's worth the risk. You know why? Because their guides are telling them you are worth the leap of faith. Their guides have told them, no matter how deeply they know how to connect and speak to their guides, our guides always talk to us in ways that we'll understand. So some people who aren't as far in the spiritual journey or still have some ways to go, who don't totally understand yet what it means to be actually talking to your guides, they will talk to them in like thought patterns, synchronicities. We all get the synchronicities, we all get the thought patterns, but it expands from there. That's how it starts. So whether they think they're just talking to themselves or know that they're talking to something far more connected, they can see the bigger picture. They feel calm. You make them feel seen and not pressured. My friend, you have broken self-illusion. The reason this one is going to be more than successful is because you have broken self-illusion. You know what cycle repeats. You will not repeat on your end. You can see red flags clear as day, and this person doesn't have them. This person doesn't have the red flags that you have felt with your last couple of relationships or people you were considering to be a partner with, etc. Take it as it resonates, so because it's still collective. But you know yourself. And you have been able to hone and take control of your fear, of the cycle repeat, of the toxic things you were attracted to. Because we all have them. And it's about identifying and proceeding forward. Spirit's stating to them that there's new life. That if there's other... Okay, and another thing is if there are other lives involved with their dynamic. Okay, so that can mean that they have children, close family, close friends, take it as it resonates. There is this state of you not only accepting but embracing the other ones in their life. Boundaries will not be crossed. You two do not have to be perfect for each other. You aligned now for a reason. You see, Spirit told you somebody was always there. Spirit gave you signs that maybe, just maybe, you do know who your person is. Maybe you have experienced their energy before, but you were made to stay blinded to what your connection could be so you could continue to get to know yourself. You have gained a deeper sense of knowledge than any book. Well, let me rephrase that. You have gained a deeper sense of knowledge than any class, course, or individual book could give you when it comes to knowledge and downloads. I say it that way because I'm telling you right now, the best way of gaining knowledge, of being able to really be a sponge to knowledge and not a brick wall, to break down some form, and even in a form of spiritual alchemy, inner alchemy, really digest the knowledge you're being received in more ways than one, is having a physical book in your hand and flipping the pages and smelling the paper and reading those words. There's something different. So there are a lot of books that can change your life. And what I'm being called to tell you about right now, one of my favorite books series, and one of the first ones I ever read that changed my life, that book is The 4 Agreements. Right now, another book I'm being called to tell you about is Becoming Supernatural. These 2 books will change your life. There has been a message of understanding there are many different types of birth that come from your spiritual awakening. This person deeply wants to know how you became you. They see your connection as more than just mundane. They see your connection as more than just sexual. They see your connection more than even spiritual. They really want me to state. What that understanding is whatever cloak, whatever they're still blinded to, they know something about you will reveal that. You already see, and they want me to tell you, you've already tapped into the depth of their emotions more than you even realize at this moment. And all you must do is continue to be you. Be strong in your words and your presence and the energy you send them. Because you also know and feel and see and believe there's something different here in the best of ways. There is no feeling of chasing or running. It's staying a steady pace.